Well, hi everyone, and thanks for joining us for our Wednesday encouragement this week. Yeah, I know it's strange to see me and not Scott, but Scott is officially retired. This past Sunday was his last Sunday with us before he and Pat head to Florida because, you know, that's the law when you retire. At least that's what I hear. But this midweek update and word of encouragement is important to us. And so we're going to keep it going for the foreseeable future. And hopefully our new minister, Steve, will be able to find a house here in Charlottesville very soon so that he can join us here. But we're still going to have all of our online content available just like we have been. We're meeting in person right now, still on a modified schedule for a while. We have one service meeting at 10 o'clock, and we're observing social distancing, wearing masks, and there are masks and gloves if you need them. We aren't having any children's classes or junior church yet. We're having family worship where the kids sit with their parents. Now, just a reminder that we don't have all of our building open at the moment, and not every entrance is available. The three entry options we have at the moment are the double glass doors by the nursery, the handicap entry at the top of the parking lot, and the double glass doors in front that go into the side of the auditorium. And please note that the side door at the bottom of the parking lot, the fellowship hall door, and the doors that go into the lobby directly across from the Crusaders classroom will not be open. And we ask that if you want to mingle and talk, that you please move your conversations from the hallways into the parking lot. We want to try to stay as safe as we possibly can. Also, we're not having all of our regular Sunday school classes at the moment, but the disciples class is meeting in the parking lot each Sunday at 9 o'clock, down in the shaded area at the back of the lot. And everybody's invited to that. Just bring a lawn chair, and they'd love to have you. We've been blessed with great weather so far, but we always have the gym where we can spread out if the weather forces us inside. And we understand if you can't join us in person or if you don't feel safe yet. We want you to be with us in person, but we want you to be safe. And that's why we're making sure to post the service and our Tuesday morning Bible study with me for the time being at least, and this our Wednesday encouragement, and we're going to keep on having those online. And if you can't be here in person on Sundays, we really encourage you to take the time between 9:30 and 10 o'clock to pray. Pray for the church and our ability to continue to build God's kingdom, even in the midst of the limitations the pandemic is putting on us. Pray that we would be the light of the world Jesus wants us to be. Pray for our country and her leaders, as well as our governor and our local leaders, that they would have the wisdom to make the right decisions. And guys, we invite you to join us for our Tuesday morning men's Bible study. Right now, we're bringing our breakfast and meeting at Dardentow Park at the shelter. Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock, we'd love to have you bring a lawn chair and join us for that. And if you haven't signed up for the alerts, the notifications, please do that. It'll keep you updated for things that we need to inform you of during the week. And make sure to keep track of those who, from our congregation who maybe don't have internet, and please make sure they're signed up for those as well. You can get them as a phone call, a text, or an email. Just call the office or email me, and I'll get you signed up for that. Now, here's a question to think about today. When was the last time you thought about smiling? For me, it's been recently as I've edited some of our videos. It's just like with pictures. I've seen so many pictures taken of me through the years where I know I was smiling, but when they took the picture anyway, but the final result doesn't show it. Rubel Shelley once shared the story of Chelsea Thomas, who was born with a rare medical condition called Mobius syndrome. And that left her unable to control her facial muscles, and that left her unable to smile. And as you can imagine, she got picked on in school because of that. And her previously happy demeanor soon changed, and before long, her feeling on the inside was the same as her look on the outside. But doctors offered her family hope. When she was 7, they performed a transplant of muscles and nerves from her leg to her face. It involved 2 excruciatingly long 11-hour surgeries, 5 months apart, and the hope was that she would get to celebrate her 8th birthday and smile in her pictures. Now, think for a minute of the difference a smile makes. When you're a kid and you make something for your parents, how does that smile they give you make you feel? When the doctor comes into the office with your x-ray or your lab report, do you want him or her to be smiling or frowning? And don't be cynical and say, well, he might just be thinking about the new boat he's going to get because of my surgery. How does your mood change based on whether he comes in with a smile or a frown? When you submit a proposal to your boss, how is your mood different when you get a smile versus when you don't? Thankfully, Chelsea's surgery was successful, and with the help of intense physical therapy, she's able to smile today. Here's a picture of her at her wedding. Isn't that great? But here's the thing. Unlike us, when we see something funny or we're happy, smile's a reflex. But for her, it's not automatic. She has to be intentional about it. And sometimes we need to be more intentional about smiling too. In the midst of all that's going on right now, it might take more work at times than it might have in the past. But one way to keep that positive spirit is to think about all the blessings God has given you, how He's always with you, and how He's guaranteed your future. Philippians 4 says, rejoice in the Lord, how often? Always. Rejoice in the Lord always. And we have so much to rejoice in the Lord for. So this week, make it a priority to smile and bring a smile to others. Now, I know it's hard to see when you're wearing a mask, but your tone of voice and your eyes say a lot, even with a mask on. So let's try to be intentional about it this week. Okay, I'll keep working on it.